Hello my dear friends, how are you all? I hope you all are good and fantastic. So my dear friends, you are very welcome in our lecture number 2 of constructions. Okay, so my dear friends, without wasting the time, let's start. Yes, so my dear friends, today we are going to discuss construction of angles. Okay, what? Yes, today we are going to learn about construction of angle. Okay, so the construction of angle is an important part of geometry. Okay, it is a very important part of the geometry, as this knowledge enables us to construct other geometrical figures such as triangles. Okay, so construction of the triangle of a given measurement, of a given measurement as well as unknown measurement can be done using different geometric tools. Okay, like compass, protractor and rules. Okay my dear friends, so here we are going to discuss about angle 120 degree, how to construct this 90 degree, okay, 45 degree, 60 degree and 30 degree. So these angles can be made with the help of compass and ruler, Okay, so my dear friends, without protector, we are going to draw these diagram. We are going to learn how to draw these diagram with the help of protector. I hope my dear friends you will enjoy this lecture. Okay, so now let's move on. Yes, so first of all, how to construct angle bisector. How to construct angle bisector. Okay, now what is angle bisector? What is angle bisector? So my dear friends, angle bisector is a line or a ray that bisect the angle into two equal parts. Let's suppose we have a angle like this. This is our angle, and if we draw a line or ray, it bisects the angle into two equal parts. It bisects the angle into what? Into two equal parts. So my dear friends, I hope you understand these things. What is angle bisector? Okay, so you can easily construct an angle bisector using a ruler, compass and a pencil. Okay, let's suppose we have a angle PQR. Okay, angle PQR. Now let's see the steps to construct the bisector. Yeah, so the first step is that, first of all, place the pointer. Step 1 is place the pointer of the compass at the point Q. Now this point, okay, and draw an arc that cuts the two arms. Means it cuts the two arms, means OP and OR. This and this. Draw a suitable arc. Okay, it doesn't matter how you are opening, but you have to open to the suitable length. So my dear friends, this is the arc which is cut by the compass, from the point Q. Okay my dear friends, I hope you get this one. So this is the step number 1. This is the step number 1. Now if you talk about the second step, now the step number 2 is that, now we have two arc points. This point on PQ and this arc is on what? Is on QR. Now from this point PQ, now from this point we have to cut another arc which is interior towards the angle, and from this also we have to cut an arc like this. So we have a point. Okay my dear friend. So these are the steps. Okay, so now, so the next step is that, step number 3 is, now with the help of ruler we have to join from this point, from point Q to this point, to the intersecting of the arc point. Okay, my dear friends. So using a ruler, draw a line from point Q where the arcs intersect. Okay, so like this we can draw. Okay, so this is the angle bisector. This is what? Angle bisector. So here this is the line that is drawn from point Q which represent the bisector of angle PQR. So this is the bisector of angle PQR. Okay, my dear friend. So now from this we can say that angle, let's take this point as point A. So we can say that angle PQA is equals to angle RQA. That is the mean of bisector. Bisector means this angle is cut into two equal parts by a line. So my dear friends, I hope you understand these things. So now let's move on. Yes, now we are going to see how to construct a 120-degree angle. Okay, we are going to learn about the construction of 120-degree angle. Okay, so the step number 1 is, so my dear friends, as you know, a 120-degree angle is a double of 60 degree. It is a double of what? 60 degree. So first of all, we have to draw a line. We have to draw a line OB. Okay, so the step number 2 is taking O as a center. Taking O as a center. Okay, and with a convenient radius, draw an arc that meets the line OB at point P. Okay, with the help of compass, first of all we have to put the pointer on point O. Okay, from this point we have to take, okay, O as a center and draw a convenient arc, that meets the line OB at point P. Simple. So now step number 3 is that, yes, so in this step take P as a center. Now in this step what? Take P as a center and with the same radius. We no need to change the radius. We have to take the same radius. Okay, draw an arc that cuts the first arc at the point. Okay, we have to draw an arc that cuts this arc, first arc, at the point Q. So this is the 3rd step. Now in 4th step, take Q as the center. Now we have to take Q as the center and with the same radius draw an arc that cuts the first arc at point A. This point. Okay, my dear friends, I hope you get this point. So this is very easy, my dear friends. You have to be listen very carefully. These steps is very easy. Okay, and now so the next step is that step number 5. Now in this step, draw a line from point O. Draw a line from point O through A. Now we have to draw this line OA. Okay, so this is what? This is the required angle, means 120 degree. This angle is 120 degree. So my dear friends, I hope you understand these things. Okay, so what we have done? We have done, first of all, we have to draw a line OB. Okay, and in second step we have to take O as the center, cut an arc at point P on line OB. Okay, in third step we have to take P as a radius and cut an arc on the first arc at point Q. Okay, now in step 4 we have to take Q as a center and cut an arc on the first arc at point A. Okay, now in this step number 5, we have to join we have to join O to A like this in this step. So this makes an angle of 120 degree. This makes an angle of what? 120 degree. So my dear friends, I hope you understand these things. So now construction of a 60-degree angle. So it is very important and it is very easy to construct. Okay. Now again same, in step 1 we have to draw a line OB. So the second step is what? In second step we have to O as a center. We have to take O as a center and cut an arc at point B on line OB. Okay, my dear friends. Now the next step is that step number 3 is take P as the center. Okay, and with the same radius, draw an arc passes through O. Draw an arc passes through means we have to take P as a center and draw an arc passes from O and intersect the previous arc at point A. At point what? At point A. Okay, my dear friends. So now first step is that draw a line this from O through M, which is passing through A. So hence this is a required angle which is 60 degree. So we can say AOB is what? AOB is 60 degree. Okay, my dear friends, I hope you get this point. Yes. So now let's come on the construction of a 30 degree angle. Construction of a 30 degree angle. So my dear friends, a 30 degree is half of the 60 degree angle. Is half of the what? 60 degree angle. So for constructing a 30 degree angle, you have to first construct a 60 degree angle. Okay, and take the bisect of it. Okay, take the bisect of A. So now first of all we have to construct a 60 degree angle, and now we have to take the bisect, and then it will become, this is what? This is 30 degree angle. So this is the very easy steps to construct these angles. Okay, so now let's move on. Okay, so now my dear friends, now we are going to discuss about construction of a 90 degree angle. Okay, so in this step number 1 is, first of all we have to draw a line OB. Okay, and in second step we have to take O as a center and draw an arc on line OB at point X. Okay, my dear friends, I hope you get this point. So now let's move on. Okay, and step number 3 is taking X as a center. In this case, taking X as a center. Okay, and with the same radius draw an arc that cuts the first arc. Okay, now from this point we have to cut this arc at point D. Okay, now in this step number 4, take D as a center. Now we have to take D as a center, and with the same radius draw an arc that cuts the first arc at point C like this. Okay, my dear friends. Now step number 5, we have to take D as a radius. We have to take C and D as the center with the same radius, and draw two arcs that cut each at point E. Okay, my dear friends. Now in this step 6 we have to join point E to O. So this is what? This is our 90 degree. This is our 90 degree. Okay, my dear friends, I hope you get this point. So now let's move on. Now, how to construct a 45 degree angle. Now in this case, we have to see how to construct a 45 degree angle. So my dear friends, a 45 degree is the half of 90 degree angle. So for constructing a 45-degree angle, we have to first construct a 90-degree angle, as we discussed above. Okay, and bisect it, and we have to bisect it. So now we will get what? We will get 245-degree angles, 245-degree angle, like this. Okay, so if we draw a 90-degree angle like this, okay, now if we draw the bisector of this angle, then we can get easily the 45-degree angle. So this is the 45-degree angle. Okay, my dear friends, I hope you getting this point. So now let's move on. Now there are some facts which we have to remember it. So the first fact is that Euclid is a renowned mathematician and is often known as the father of geometry. So who is the father of geometry? Euclid. Who is Euclid? Second point is Euclid stated all right angles are congruent. All right angles are what? Congruent, that is equal to each other. So all right angles are congruent. Okay, my dear friends, I hope you getting this point. So now, my dear friends, so our next topic is copying of an angle. Copying of an angle. Now with the help of compass and ruler, we are going to learn how to copy of an angle. Let's suppose we have an angle like this. Okay, like this. Let's suppose we have an angle. Okay, and we want to draw the copy of this angle. This point O, this is A, and this is B, and we have to draw the copy of an angle. Okay, so now for copy of an angle, first of all we have to draw a line segment. What? Line segment OP. Okay, now with the help of compass we have to cut this arc with any suitable radius, and with the same radius from point P we have to same cut the arc. Okay, now with the help of compass from point this, let's suppose this is K and this is L. From point K we have to measure this radius, and with the same radius from this point, let's suppose this is M, from point M we have to cut an arc which is point at N. So this is intersecting line, intersecting point, and from point O we can draw this line through the N. Okay, so this is what? This is the copying of an angle. This is the copy of an angle. So my dear friends, I hope you understand these things. So in this lecture we learned about the construction of an angles, bisecting of an angles. Okay, we learned how to draw 120 degree, how to draw 60 degree angle, how to draw 30 degree angle, how to draw 90 degree and 45 degree angles. Okay, my dear friends, so this is very easy and important topics. Okay, and you have to learn these angles, how to draw them. Okay, you have to do the practice of these angles for these constructions, so that you will become perfect. Okay, my dear friends, so I hope you understand these things. Okay, so now my dear friends, let's do some questions. Okay, so construct an angle of 150 degree. We have to construct an angle of 150 degree, but we don't know how to construct the angle of 150 degree with the help of compass. We can easily draw 150 degree with the help of protractor very easily. Okay, so how we can draw it? So now we know that 150 degree, it is a sum of what? It is a sum of 120 degree plus 30 degree, and we know how to draw 120 degree, and we know how to construct 30 degree with the help of, yes, with the help of compass. Okay, my dear friends. So now, my dear friends, if you see that, what? Yes, if you see that, this is the construction. So now in this case, we are doing, first of all, we have to draw line AB. Okay. Now with the help of compass, we can draw 120 degree very easily. In the first we learnt that how to draw 120 degree angle. Okay. Now after drawing the 120 degree angle, if we see from this side, from side BO, we can say that angle BOC is what? Angle BOC is 60 degree. Okay. After making the 120 degree, the opposite of this angle is what? 60 degree. Okay, my dear friends. Now the bisector of 60 degree is OD. We can draw very easily the bisector of 60 degree angle. So this makes the angle 30 degree. This 30 degree. Okay, and we can say that the sum of this 30 plus 120 degree is what? 150 degree. Okay, my dear friends, I hope you get this point. So now, my dear friends, this is enough for today, and now we will meet in the next lecture with the next amazing topics. Okay, so thank you very much guys for listening me, and take care and goodbye.